Hi guys, you're in the right place if you want to learn how to draw by understanding what you're looking at rather than breaking things down into shapes. And today is another sponsored video by Woomer because they sent me this set of 72 colored pencils free of charge for me to try out. And because I like them so much, I asked to join their affiliate program. So if you as well are interested in getting a set of these pencils, please use the link in the video description and apply the 10% discount code that they have given me to pass along to you guys as well. Because, I mean, if you're going to buy them, get the 10%, you might as well. So I already did an unboxing video, but what I wanted to talk to you today about was I have spent some time over the last few days messing around with these colored pencils, and I just wanted to share my experience with you. So like I showed you in the unboxing video, the two trays separate nicely like that. So it was funny because I was cleaning up my desk after doing the unboxing video, and I'm, okay, this goes into recycling or whatever, and I picked it up and I noticed that there was some writing on the inside. So it's like, uh-oh, what's this? So I cut it open and look what they've done. Oh my God, I was so happy. So first of all, every single pencil has a code because I think on their website they allow you to order specific pencils. And of course the pencil is named, and there's a number underneath each box which relates to this chart as to how light fast the colored pencil is. So, if it's 3, it's still considered light fast, but 5 is like really good, and most of them are like 4 to 5 or 4. So I tell you, man, I was over the moon happy to see this. I can't believe I missed it in the unboxing video, because every single time in the past when I've gone to work with colored pencil, the first thing you have to get is your scrap piece of paper, because you're constantly swatching every single colored pencil that you pick up to make sure that the core is, providing the shade that you want. So the other thing that I really liked is the size of the box they give you, because I tend to have a light hand. So when I did all the swatching, I'm just using my regular light pressure to swatch every single colored pencil. So if you tend to have a heavier hand, you're typically applying a bit more pressure. When you swatch the colors, you're going to get sort of like an accurate indication of what you would typically use when you're doing your artwork. So, yeah, and the boxes obviously match the order of the pencils in the tray. So the black is here and it goes along, and then this tray, so that's for one page. The top tray starts with the violet pink. Now, you might be thinking that this is a little bit irrelevant, but actually it isn't, because when you look, they've given you a cold gray 4, cold gray 3, warm gray 3, and a city gray. So when you're looking at the paint color of the shaft, it's really not a true indication of the core color. And until you sort of memorize how all the pencils sort of appear in your artwork and with the paper that you like to use, this reference guide is really, really important. So I mean, I know you understand what I'm saying, but for example, the paint color of the shaft for, I think it's the pink salmon, and each pencil does, oh, this is the light cinnamon. So this one is this over here. So it's really, you know, the paint on the shaft doesn't exactly match the way that the core is, depending on the amount of pressure that you put. So this is why this swatch guide is just so critical to have. Okay, and that took like way too long to say. But I can't tell you how happy I was to see this, and I can't believe I missed it in the unboxing video. I'm such an idiot. Okay, so then what I've been doing over the last couple of days is messing around with these colored pencils. So, of course, I've got a bunch of different paper. I've got lots of scrap paper, as you know. I do have proper drawing paper, which is 70-pound weight. And I tell you, I have never been able to like that drawing paper. I have tried my hardest over many years to like that drawing paper, and I just can't get it to work for me. So last night I thought, okay, I want to try the pencils with the mixed media paper, which I had bought, you know, just thinking that, okay, it's mixed media, you can just do a little bit with my watercolor paints, it'll work with my pan pastels, it'll work with my colored pencils, it's just, let's give it a go. So I did this guy last night, a rose-breasted grosbeak, and oh my gosh, I'm tickled. So this is the type of artwork that I would like you and I to be doing in future on my channel, until I get bored and then we do something else. But what I did is, and of course I was working from a photo, but the first thing I did was I outlined the bird in pencil. Yes, oh my God, Elaine using pencil. What is the world coming to? But, you know, yeah, I caved and I used pencil to outline them. Then I got my Micron pen, and and then with my pencil, what I did is I did do the key features of the bird. I did outline the distinct features, especially on the breast, the wing. I did all this, all these sort of dividing areas with pencil. Then I went back, and of course I didn't follow the pencil because I'm not going to erase it, and I had a whole bunch of errors when I was doing my outline in pencil. So I inked them in the way I wanted with the Micron pen, but I was too scared to just like do the Micron pen directly on the paper. So then I got rid of the pencil, and what I had was the outline of the bird, marking off the key you know, features. I did his eye in the Micron pen, and then I just had this outline. And I thought, now let's see how these pencils behave in coloring him in. So if you stick with me and we do this together, there's a bunch of things that you're going to be learning. I want you to gain confidence in outlining the bird using pencil. That's fine. Then we're going to ink them in with Micron pen, and then we're going to work with our colored pencils. Whether, like, just because I'm using the Woomer, it doesn't mean that you have to. Oh my God, you know, just whatever you can find, it doesn't matter. And then we're gonna work on layering the colors of wax on top of each other, combining them to get depth in your artwork. So just for example, this breastplate was probably about 4 or 5 different colored pencils, different layering, different blending, and then more layering, all that kind of stuff to get this depth. And the same a little bit in the tail. There's techniques where you use the white to lay down, because if the core of the pencil is too strong, you lay down a layer of the white wax first, and then you can very gently shade in with some of your, with light pressure on one of your colored pencils. So there's a bunch of different techniques that we can learn and practice with our colored pencils when we're doing, when we're filling in our outline. So it's kind of like a coloring book, but you're making the coloring book. And I think that's kind of got a lot of value in it, because you're doing everything along with me. So that was actually the purpose of this video today. I wanted to show you what I had done. I really like the borders with, you know, the Micron pen. And yeah, I was really kind of happy with, this is 98-pound paper. It's 98 weight, mixed media. And even though, like, I'm so allergic to you guys having to have like supplies and blah, blah, blah when you're working with me. I kind of cringe at that, but you know, it is what it is. And I think if you've been plugging away at this as long as I have, then it's time to sort of like invest a little bit in yourself and in supplies, and you know, it'll be reflected in your artwork for sure. And you know, it keeps you motivated too, right? So okay, that was all I wanted to talk about today. I can't stop looking at this chart. And then when I was working last night, I had this chart propped up, you know, in front of the colored pencils, and then I was able to choose, especially when there seems to be just a subtle difference between maybe 5 pencils. But I tell you, it was really, really helpful having this chart. And you know what surprised me last night? See this cadet blue? I tell you, I was using this so much last night, like in the tail, you know, I think through the body, the tail coverts, everything. So you'd think, okay, cadet blue, I'm never going to use this one. And then you end up using it like a whole bunch in your piece. So, okay, God, if like 10% off is 10% off, you got to save money where you can. So please, if you're interested in getting one of these sets, for sure, use the discount code. Forget about me making a commission on the sale. Bugger that. Who cares? It's like, that's the least of my concerns. But if I can save you a couple of bucks on checkout, and I think the 10% applies to anything that you buy through through that link. Okay, you guys. So that's all I wanted to cover this time. Clearly the larger birds, because this guy, he's about the size of a starling with a slightly longer tail, a ton of work. So where we're going to start is the small, colorful warblers. That's what I'm planning on starting with. And since there's a whole bunch of warblers, that'll be enough material to keep us going for a while. So take care. Get yourself armed with a pencil, a Micron pen, some mixed media paper, a set of colored pencils, and I will see you hopefully within 2 weeks. Okay, bye for now.